Dear students, I'm Mariam, continuing with the environmental issue, another topic that is ozone depletion. Now, in the last two videos, I have explained for you the greenhouse effect, the global warming. Greenhouse effect, global warming are the effects which are being caused by what they have been appeared. These words are being appeared. So we also call it as by the anthropogenic action. What do you mean by anthropogenic action? Because the man-made activities only. These are the things which we are seeing in the environment, such as greenhouse effect, global warming, ozone depletion. So all these three are occurred due to the air pollution. Now coming to the ozone depletion, here you can see in this picture, this is in 1979, where a little bit of the ozone was been deteriorating. Here we can see a complete hole in Antarctica. So the Antarctica, in this place, we call it as a ozone hole. This hole was formed in the Antarctica region. Hence, it is called as a ozone hole. In this video, we'll be dealing with how this depletion occurred, how the hole occurred in the stratosphere. Okay. So whenever we refer ozone is formed continuously in the atmosphere by the action, you know that it is by the action of the sunlight on the oxygen molecule. It is present in both the lower atmosphere, that is a troposphere, as well as in the upper part of the atmosphere, that is the stratosphere. So though in the stratosphere, it protects the earth from the high energy ultraviolet radiation, in the lower atmosphere, it is a pollutant harming both plants and animals. So ozone depletion in stratosphere refers to be the decrease in amount of ozone in the stratosphere, which is usually a vital significance to all living forms. Ozone means usually we understand it protects us from the ultraviolet radiation of the sun, which is usually harmful for the most of the living things when there is a less ozone in the stratosphere. So we cannot directly, if you focus the sunlight, will get burnt. You know that. So here I have shown a picture that is completely atmosphere. In the atmosphere, the upper part is stratosphere. In the middle, we find the ozone. In the lower, it is the troposphere. So troposphere is the lower part of the atmosphere. Stratosphere is the upper part of the atmosphere. So Earth focuses first to the troposphere, then the ozone, then the stratosphere here. Okay, so here I have given a bad ozone and also a good ozone. So what is bad ozone? What is good ozone? Bad ozone means it is formed in the troposphere, which at the lower atmosphere, it harms the plants and animals. And good ozone is found in the stratosphere. It acts as a shield absorbing the ultraviolet radiation from the sun. See, directly sun rays, if it falls on any living organism, it may cause a mutation also sometimes those radiation. So the amount of sunlight which is required for the earth or for the living organism is being filtered, you can say. So ozone acts as a filtrate. So it absorbs most of the long waves of ultraviolet radiation from the sun. So it acts as a shield for the whole globe. So it is called as a good ozone. So UV rays are highly injurious since they cause, I told you, no mutation. They may change the gene chromosomes also, and it may cause a mutation in any living organism. So we have to thank the ozone layer, and we have to protect the ozone layer. If this small hole becomes bigger, the whole globe will be focused to the ozone, to the sun, and the whole earth will start burning. If the already due to the greenhouse effect, global warming is occurred, earth is getting heated up. Now, upon earth is getting heated up, if there is no shield of ozone also, imagine ourselves what will happen to to the living organism on the earth. Down also it burns, upper side also if it burns, can any organism live? Everybody will get burnt, and the whole globe will start burning, and no more earth will be there. So this situation should not occur, means we have to take an effort to control the ozone depletion. That what whenever we talk the environmental pollution control might be, how to get rid of that may remedy might be, whenever we talk about, we talk in a broadband and tell this you have to do, that you have to do that. What I tell in these videos, it has to start from our house itself. So from where the ozone, what is the scratch, why the ozone depletion occurs, we should understand. Later we are also should take an effect to control it. That I'll talk in the end of the video. Now let us understand what is ozone at least. So the thickness of the ozone is O3 in a column of air from the ground. So this is from the ground to the top of the atmosphere. So from here, this is up to here. Okay, it is measured in terms of Dobson units, that is du. Okay, it is measured by the Dobson units. So I think so you have understood what is a good ozone and also the bad ozone. Now coming to the how is the ozone formed here. So when there is how the ozone is formed here means, usually ozone is constantly formed by the action of the sunlight on the oxygen molecules. Okay, so some of the oxygen molecules absorb energy from the sun's ultraviolet radiation and split to form a single oxygen atom. When this single oxygen atom combines with the molecular oxygen, that is O2, gives rise to O3. That is O plus O2 is equal to O3. So this is how ozone is formed. So the total amount of ozone usually stays constant because its formation and destruction occurs at the same time. But usually due to depletion, means if even 1% reduction takes place in this amount of ozone in the stratosphere, the effects are worst. Okay, so the formation I have told you, and how depletion occurs, let us know. Okay, see, this is a cycle I have shown you here, that what in words I told you. In stratosphere, I have shown you where is the stratosphere. Okay, so stratosphere is where in the upper atmosphere. Okay, UV rays acts on molecular oxygen, that is O2, to produce the ozone. So I told you, so it will split and make into single molecules of oxygen. So O plus O2 is equal to O3. So UV rays also causes degradation of the oxygen. This process are balanced, but this balance will be disrupted. You're understanding? This balance, the formation of the ozone will be disrupted due to the ozone degradation by a chemical, and that chemical only we call it as CFC. What is CFC means? Chlorofluorocarbon. They are used in the refrigerators. They are emitted by the air coolers. Okay, they are used, emitted even by the aeroplane jets, even in the perfumes which we use, deodorant. Those also have the CFC. So, what I asked you, how we can take part in controlling the depletion of ozone means, if you control using all these three things, that is a refrigerator might be, air coolers might be, deodorant might be. So if this all three are being reduced, definitely even we can put in a hand in saving the ozone. If you don't save the ozone, one day the whole globe burns. That is there. Why I should sacrifice all these wants? Why don't we do that in our olden days? Do they had the refrigerator? Huh? Tell me, do they had the air coolers, or they were using the deodorant? No, everything was traditional. Everything was very much technologically traditional only. Because of that only, no diseases were being spreading. No diseases were going into the peak. Nowadays, what? Technology. So whenever we use the word technology, we use all these things, and we are the main reason for the cause of the ozone depletion, I can tell you. So that what I tell you, in every house as an individual, if you think, yes, I should save my earth and taken a step, definitely we are playing in a good role. If one student think that in a class of 240, if you one of you think that, that means one whole family thinks that, that is a member of 6 or 8, if they think of saving the ozone, in a classroom, it spreads. Each student take it as a form, let us save our environment. So we will be in a part of an earth to save our own earth. Why cannot we do it? That what I am telling you. These are the topic you have already studied in the school times. But being in a future citizen to save the earth, you should note a better, find the better remedies to save our earth. That's why we are trying to tell you and give an ideas how to be save our mother earth from all these things, so that the future generation children might not get affected by all these things. Here I have shown you a cycle here, that is CFC moves upward and reaches the stratosphere. So when it reaches the stratosphere, ultraviolet rays acts on the CFC, releasing what it breaks and releases the chlorine atoms. Now the chlorine atoms act as a catalyst. Ozone degrades to oxygen. This causes ozone depletion, and ozone hole is formed over the Antarctica region, which we call it as ozone hole. See, in the diagram also I have shown you. See, in the first step, okay, CFC released into the environment by the industry. So these are the industry, and also from the houses, okay, industry rises up to the stratosphere. Now, when it rises up to the stratosphere, so here is the sun. Okay, so the sunlight breaks the CFC and releases the chlorine. So now when it breaks and releases the chlorine, so this blue balls represents chlorine. So it releases the chlorine. In the third step I have shown you, the chlorine reacts with the O3 and destroys ozone. See, so OCl reacts with O3. Here I have shown you, see, even in formula, chlorine plus ozone give rise to chlorine monoxide plus oxygen. So this product destroys, means makes the whole, like a drop of sulfuric acid, if it is fallen on our skin, what happens? What happens? Definitely it forms a hole in the same way only. So here when the chlorine reacts with the ozone, it destroys the ozone layer. So these are the blue color balls which represents the chlorine, okay, chlorine monoxide. Now this destroys, more the reaction, more the depletion, more bigger the hole becomes. So what is the main reason for the depletion of the ozone? Means it is a chemical CFC. Okay. So what is the impact? What happens when there is a rise in the in such Antarctica place, the ozone increases due to the increase in the CFC level, and directly if the sun rays fall on a human being, what all happens? So here UV radiation wavelengths shorter than the UV radiation B are almostly completely absorbed by the Earth atmosphere, but UV radiation B causes mutation of DNA, it causes aging of the skin, damage of the skin cells, and also causes skin cancers. These are the few photographs which are due to the direct ultraviolet radiation falling. Even we can see when some of the children directly they focus the sunlight, they get tanned. If it increases, some children are so sensitive they get rashes. If ozone is depleted in our place, such children will get burnt only, I feel. The skin will become completely black, or get burned off. They may get blisters also. So this all are the impact of the if the ultraviolet radiation directly fall on us. Okay. So say the next is in the impact of ozone depletion. Ultraviolet radiation of wavelength shorter than the UV are almostly completely absorbed. I told you this by skin cancer. One more is an high dose of UV radiation B causes inflammation of the cornea. Okay, inflammation of the cornea means burning. Inflammation means burning of the cornea. So when there is a burning of the cornea, the eye will be blocked by the white color shield, and we call that as a snow blindness. So this is one more question. What is snow blindness means? It is a high dose of ultraviolet causes inflammation of the cornea, and which we call it as a snow blindness. One more is cataract. So here you can see a white layer which has been formed around the ball. We call it as cataract, etc. So it is permanently damages the cornea also. If it's we focus the ultraviolet rays directly also, eye gets damaged. That means when it get damaged, when we see the ultraviolet rays directly, if there is no ozone, but in our place there is coverage of ozone. This is the examples or the disease which has occurred in Antarctica. Because of what? Because of ozone depletion. Okay, coming to the ozone depletion in the stratosphere. So the international treaty was made. That is international steps, what all they were taken. So the observation and measurement of the changes in the ozone that occurred in the Antarctica, it comes from the ground-based instruments at Antarctica Research Station from the aircrafts itself. In Antarctica only, the hole is becoming bigger and bigger, so all the scientists are finding the remedy for this. So there is a research center also from the aircrafts during the scientific mission and satellites. The TOMS, that is TOMS, that is Total Ozone Mapping Spectrometer. This TOMS which is a satellite-borne instrument. It is used to gain a global picture of ozone level. That picture I have shown you in the starting. No, that is got by TOMS. What is TOMS means? Total Ozone Mapping Spectrometer. It is a satellite. By that borne instrument, they have taken a picture, a global picture of the ozone levels. The thickness of the ozone, I told you, know, in the column of air from the ground, that is from the earth's surface, then stratosphere, then ionosphere, that is ozone, then comes the troposphere. So this three-layer thickness, okay, is measured in the terms of, I told you, Dobson units. But the picture, okay, from the global picture, it was taken by a satellite, that is TOMS. Okay. And I also told you the cause of the ozone depletion for you also, children. Then what is the control measures? Only we have come to the controlling measures. What all the international conference were done, what all the government has taken a step in controlling. Say ozone depleting substance like chlorofluorocarbon are now banned in Australia and USA, but not in our country. And their temporary replacement is like HCFC. It's not HDFC, that is bank. HCFC, that means hydrochlorofluorocarbons are also found to be slightly ozone depleting. It was replaced, but still it is depleting, though not to the same extent, but still now they are started using. Which country? Australia and the USA. Substance like carbon tetrachloride are used in dry cleaning. methyl bromide are used as an insecticide and are also being banned as they have been found to ozone depletion. Other than CFC, they had discovered that the carbon tetrachloride and methyl bromide are been causing the one of the reason for the ozone depletion. It was identified itself, so they banned even those chemicals. Then a international agreement called that what I have written here, an international treaty in 1987 in Canada it was signed, which is called as Montreal Protocol. So this is also one more question, which is international treaty for ozone depletion means that is a Montreal Protocol, and it was signed to control the emission of the ozone depleting substances. And you should be knowing there are protocols for developed and developing countries for reducing the emission of the CFC and other ozone depleting chemicals. Okay. Here we have written Montreal, the 25th, that is in 1987 to 2012, this was being done. Okay, it was signed by over nearly how many, 30 nations in the year 1987, which limits the production, and also the main goal I'm telling, which limits the production and use on ozone depleting substances. To create an awareness, the World Ozone Day is celebrated. You know which day? That is 16th September of every year. It is Ozone Day. That will be also usually CT question, which is the day celebrated as a World Ozone Day. World Ozone Day is celebrated on 16th September every year. A slowing down in the rate of ozone losses has been measured, and the concentration of the CFC in the atmosphere level is little bit off. If all countries keep to the target and set the international community for ozone depletion, the ozone in the stratosphere may eventually get recovered. See, sometimes we tell no, a cloth is torn, we put in a patch. Now, ozone is toned. How to make it cover means by reducing the use of this equipments which are emitting CFC. So I told from our house only we should start. We should in our Indian government has to take a step. By means now if the whole increases, maybe one day even India will be ozone depleted area. Now it is Antarctica, so why to think about that? This is not fair. Somewhere it is happening, those people are dying. Why we have to think all that about? We are safe enough? No. Globe means we are also one of the staying in the same globe. So if you save here also, there might be some amount of CFC is reduced. Nowadays, luxury means if you construct a house, every room has to be as AC, and living under AC is also not so good. As soon as you come out to the ultraviolet radiation, even you will get burned and tanned. You cannot focus normal ultraviolet radiation. Think of our ancient people, how they lived. Think of your own grandparents when there were no mixie, no refrigerator. Didn't people live? Didn't people survive? There were so many diseases. What? There were no diseases, only diseases were running out because we were traditionally inbuilt, right, in our culture. Now we, because the comfort increases, pollution level increases means we come across all this garbage accumulation. Due to the garbage accumulation, what happens when it is burned? Naturally the gases, the fumes by the automobiles, everything with the black smokes emits and reaches the atmosphere, causes the air pollution, and definitely one day ozone depletion. If the greenhouse occurs, global warming occurs with the same intensity, even ozone depletion may also occur one day. So to eradicate all these things, we have to get adapted to the things which will not produce such poisonous gases. So play in a role, use less of the deodorants also, then use of refrigerators also. You should slow down. And they also tell, as a biologist, even I tell, canned foods are not good, and drinking ice water, ice cold waters is also not good for the body. A normal temperature water is only good. So how far if you avoid the refrigerated food substances, so far longevity of your life will also increase. So no, so we go for the comfort means we are calling the disease, come, I am ready, come into my house. So let us put in a hand in controlling the air pollution. Let us start in from our house itself, children. So hoping that only these three topics are explained for you. So control the use of the plastics and all type of comforts, and minimize the energy. I told you yesterday also in that video, minimize the use of energy. Offing the fan might be, I mean, in time closing the tap water might be, or offing the computer might be. Okay, so these all are small things. After using any rooms, immediately off the light, whether it is a school, a college, or your house. When you're leaving that place, see that the fan, light, everything is been off. It is our responsibility. No, everything cannot be our property. Wherever we use anything, it's our responsibility to keep it safe, so that the next person might use it. So trending, this is a little bit of what you tell, traditional values also, which we learn in our culture. So if you do such things, might be we save our earth. So with these points, I close the video. And you can also, I told you, the same slides you can write as a notes also. If you see 3 to 4 times the video, you can understand everything. And all the points are NCERT textbook points. Do you are understanding? All are NCERT textbook points, which is in the slide. So if you want as it notes, you can write it as notes, and question answer which I have sent also, maintain it. Okay, thank you, children. Meet you in the next video.